Hey.
Rose, congratulations. Obviously just an absolutely incredible victory for you. I mean, we saw the emotion pouring out there in the cage, but now you've had a little chance to soak it in. I mean, what's the feel like for you right now?
Still on cloud nine. It's like Dr. Camille was using the analogy earlier about, you're kind of comparing your head and your emotions to like a snow globe being shaken up. So little snowflakes is falling. Yeah.
You didn't get a whole lot of cage time with her, but obviously she had some crazy fights before. What did you see? I mean, did she move like you thought she was? Strength, speed, all those things?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely was quick. I was expecting that. I was also expecting her to be very determined and very, just ready. And I was ready to go 25 minutes if it had to go to that. So, yeah, obviously it was pretty short, but I, got my range on her. I have really good timing. And, thanks to my coaches and my preparation, this was, that's kind of the product.
Yeah. The high kick was perfect. Did you go in like thinking that would be a weapon that you could use, or is it just something that you saw?
Yeah, I've been building my dexterity and my legs a lot lately. It's just been something that's been happening over time. And, I have a Taekwondo background, and I have I think it's like the longest leg reach in the female division. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's up there. So that's something that once we got Trevor's, fundamentals in the jab and the boxing fundamentals for MMA, we just, start adding in them Pat Barry kicks in there again.
In the cage, you addressed everything that happened before the fight. I'm just curious, was it difficult? Did it break your concentration? Was it difficult, to not be talking about a fight anymore? We're talking about these comments that were made. Was that hard for you in the build-up for this?
It was a little hard just because that wasn't my intent, I was just being myself and trying to talk about my history and stuff and my story. Nothing, never was personal against Weili. These are just, obviously, I don't know. Every opponent's a little different, and it kind of brings something out of you. But yeah, and never was my intent. But it's something that I was thankful for the obstacle to overcome that, because every champion goes through, I think, the ups and downs of people loving them and people hating them at the same time.
Nice. So what steps do you take now, right? Like, you openly talked about the pressures of being a champion and all that, but hey, now I'm ready for it, and it's clear it means something to you. But yeah. What steps do you take now to make sure that you don't reach that same place again?
Just make sure that I give back, I have to kind of talk with my team and figure out exactly how I want to do that. I know that there's some things on the horizon. There's in May, there's an Earthship build that I was maybe thinking about participating in, but we'll see what's the best route of action going forward.
Nice. Last thing for me, I'm sure you're going to want to enjoy this, and the great thing about being champions, you don't have to match make, right? They come to you, but is there anything that most appeals to you? I mean, do you feel like a rematch would be fun to make sure that, people know this is, you're the true champion, or do you feel like there's other names that make more sense? Is there anything you want to fight next?
No one really, there's no obvious answer at the moment. I kind of want to see how, Carla and Jan play out. If that's next month, right? Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah.
Rose over here, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're big about being the best version of yourself. Was this the best version of Rose Namajunas that we've ever seen in the octagon tonight?
I would say so, yeah. Just everything, my discipline, my focus, my preparation, the team, just everything going into it. I just was myself the entire time.
And how much did being in a similar situation at UFC 217 come into play? I know it's a different thing with Joanna, but kind of same situation. People were counting you out. You were a very good champion, and you showed up and showed out and closed the show that night. Did that something like, I've done this once, I can do it again, or was it completely separate times in your life?
Yeah, I think that, there were some similarities. There's always going into every fight, the natural human kind of thinking patterns are like, oh, last time it was like this, or this time it's going to be like that. And, I just had to keep reminding myself that no expectations, I just was focusing on just performing and being my best self, and then whatever the result is, I can't control that. I just can only control how I react to things and just control my own emotions. So that's all I was focused on.
How does it feel that hear Dana say, now that you're the first woman to ever get her belt back and to be a two-time strawweight champion, do you think this punched your ticket to be a future Hall of Famer? I know you're still in the middle of your career.
I mean, you know, I'm all about setting records, so let's keep doing it.
So we safe to say that you're focused now on being the GOAT of the division?
You know, I don't know if that's always been my focus, you know. If that happens, that happens. But for me, it's all about just doing whatever it is that I can to give back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rose, what did you think of Kamaru's finish in the main event?
Oh, it was beautiful, beautiful hook cross. Like that was, you know, he's been putting a lot of work in with Trevor, and it showed. You know, I mean, I didn't get to watch like every minute of that fight because I was, you know, backstage myself, but that finish was amazing.
Hey, Rose.
Hey, oh.
Go ahead. Does getting the belt this time feel better than getting the belt the first time?
Yeah, I think so. The first time, I mean, it definitely that was a whole unique experience in itself. I mean, it's almost like, you know, I don't like to play favorites with my fights, even my losses. You know, they're all part of the journey, and I wouldn't take it back for anything. So, obviously, the first time was special in itself, but this time, I really loved just. Well, the experience going into this one and kind of having things to expect, but then not really at the end of the day, just kind of just going with it and going with the flow.
Your teammate, Kamaru Usman, he predicted that you get the knockout on Embedded.
Yeah.
Did you know you were going to get the knockout?
I felt like there was a really good chance that I could drop her for sure. My power is something different, you know. It's not a lot of girls hit like me. So, and that's just something that over time, I'm believing in a little more and more.
And lastly, Joanna, she wants a rematch. She wants a shot at the title. Do you think you're going to have some say at who you're going to be fighting next, or will you take whoever the UFC gives you?
I mean, yeah, I could probably do whatever I want right now, you know. So it's just a matter of what seems appealing to me at the moment. So it's just you know, kind of have to let things settle, I think, for a bit.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Hey, Rose. So Trevor obviously coached both you and Kamaru. Whose after party is he going to?
Well, you know, we just gonna be chilling. So, you know, I'm sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I think there's this idea out there, you know, how does Rose feel about all the attention that comes with having the belts? Yeah. And you talked about it a little bit. It's like, you know, you want it to be different this time around. Can you just discuss that a little bit now that it is right back there in front of you and around your waist?
Yeah, I want to, you know, produce fruit with this, you know, with this seed that I've been given. So I just want to get back, and I think that's going to be the main focus right now.
Thank you, and congrats.
Thank you.
Rose back here. You know, Dana mentioned that he sounds a little bit interested in maybe a rematch with Weili right away. Is that something you think you should wait on, or would you be open to it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll talk about it. It's understandable that she's pretty upset about how that, you know, how quickly it went and everything like that. But you know, that was perfect time and everything like that. So I'll be open to it, you know, and we'll have to see.
And, you know, you're good friends with Valentina, who just wants to be insanely active as a champion. Are you hoping to be kind of the same way and just fight as much as possible at this point? Yeah,
that's something that I've been wanting to be more active for a while now, but, you know, just roadblocks and, you know, life gets in the way, or just, you know, broken nose and, you know, all that stuff. So if that's what, you know, is in my path, I will do that.
And last thing for me, you know, you've been a solid part of history, obviously, breaking these records and all this, have these great moments. Just for the women in mixed martial arts and, you know, having been a part of the history, like I mentioned, what would you say has been the defining moment for women in MMA?
The defining moment in women's MMA? Gosh, I mean, there's so many, right? You know, you got Ronda Rousey, who, you know, opened the door for us into the UFC, and then you got and all of her amazing fights, and then Amanda Nunes, who took it to a whole nother level, and you know, and then I guess I set my own record by, you know, getting this thing twice. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm just like humbled and flattered to be a part of this whole journey and just be a part of it.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Rose.
Thank you.
Rose, right over here.
Yep.
First of all, congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you.
The fans were showing you love all week, and it reached deafening points tonight as you got the belt wrapped around your waist. As one of the few people who ever get to experience that kind of moment, can you please describe how that made you feel?
Made me feel so grateful and humble and blessed.
Thanks, Rose.
Thank you. Cool. All right. Thank you, guys.